What's going on, everybody? This is Clark Beckham, season 14 runner-up of American Idol. We have the Showstoppers show. Let's get into it. So we have another intro of random music, background music being played with random belts from contestants. And this has happened as long as I can remember in American Idol, and I'm just calling it out. It's weird. You've got Coldplay in this key, and then you've got these random just notes with a ton of reverb. Like I'm in a cave of random songs all at the same time.
Showstopper round. There's only one clear goal. America's vote.
They start to look like superstars.
After the final notes ring out.
And that's supposed to show like, oh boy, get ready. This show's gonna be crazy. I never thought the opening of shows would be such a critique topic for these videos, but it is what it is. We have Lionel Richie, who's being streamed in because of a possible exposure to COVID. I thought it was kind of funny, so I decided to have him stream in for this show. Lionel, are you there? Hello, check one. Lionel, hello? Are you there, Lionel? Can you tell me? Okay, yep, gotcha. Awesome. First, we have ALYSSA. She sings I'm Here. Massive song. Great opportunity for her to really wail and belt and emote. And she does that. She almost has control of her voice. It's such a giant machine, her voice is. There's so much it can do. I think she lets her emotions get ahead of her singing. You're just in the moment and you've got so much adrenaline and you feel this and you just go for the emotion without knowing exactly what you're gonna sing. People will do this with runs all the time. They'll be like, ooh, I wanna run here. And then they'll just flail themselves onto a run. If you think about stair steps, you wanna run to be bop, 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 bop. And you wanna place each foot deliberately and accurately on each stair so you can get it precisely. And some people just fling themselves down the stairs when they try to run. This isn't the case with ALYSSA. She didn't try any runs here, but some of her riffs or belting moments, I felt like she was kind of throwing herself into them without really knowing vocally what she was going to do, preparing for it and executing it. I think she went a little too much on emotion here, but I feel like they've kind of encouraged her to be that. I mean, when Katie says it's a little too much, I don't think they've given her that critique before. I think they've always been like, yes, big voice, yes, queen, oh my gosh, let's go. And then now they're like, well, it's a little too much, and they almost cut her, maybe, who knows. They almost cut everybody who went through, which I'll get into later. I do think it's a little too much, and I think she's a little out of control at times. She's got a massive voice and a cool story, great personality. Gives it. I mean, she's going for it. So that is special. Every single time after someone performs in the judge, no matter who it is, no matter how good it is, Katie or Luke will turn to each other and be like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a little too much. But do they know who they are? They'll just say something negative to make us all feel like, oh no, are they going to make it? I don't know. And I should say, it's difficult to create suspense in these moments. There's certain people you just know are going through, and they try to give you suspense and make you not know for sure, and it just doesn't work. So they try to give negative critique to make you think like, oh no, maybe they won't go. But I just saw through it. I think I'm giving them a hard time, because what else are you gonna do? If you just praise them like crazy, then everybody knows you're going through, and then you don't have any suspense. Jason Warrior is next. He gives everything in his physical body to this performance.
Believer by Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons.
Come on, let's bring it home.
The way the things have been, oh.
Nice.
Man.
Dang. So church. Give it to him. Well, if you're gonna do it. Sheesh. He sings Believer by Imagine Dragons. Let me say this first before I get to his performance, because his performance was amazing. He still comes across to me very reality show singing competition guy-esque. Knows what to say. He kind of reminds me of Just Sam a little bit. The fact that he cries every time that he's on camera. Now, I'm not so quick to say he's putting it on. I'm just saying he cries every time the camera's on him, which he's gone through a lot. I'm just saying he comes across very reality show guy. and he knows what the camera wants, he knows what the producers want, and he knows the moments, and he executes them. There was a time when Lionel was about to tell him his fate, if he made it or not, and two beautiful, perfect tears just boom came right down at the same time. I'm like, holy cow, how does he do that? That's incredible. And it's a high pressure situation, and he genuinely, I think, doesn't know if he's gonna make it. And making it to top 24 truly is exhilarating. I think it's more exhilarating than making it to Hollywood. It's more exhilarating than making each round at that point. It's the most exciting moment in the show for the contestant thus far, so maybe I should give him a break. Performance-wise, he crushes. He says, I'm doing Believer, which is a risk because it's a rock song. I don't think it was a risk. I don't think he thought it was a risk. Again, I think it was just something that was good to say for television, and it was, because I was like, ooh, you're doing a risk? I want to hear. So it worked. He murders this. A great arrangement. He's definitely had this arrangement ready and in the books for a while, just prepared, or seemed that way, if not even more impressive. Nailed it. His execution is 10 out of 10. The judges say afterwards that he did a little too much. I don't think he did too much at all. In any moment was I like, okay, that's a lot. And he did a lot. He did a lot, but it was necessary, never extra, never too much. Never too much, never too much. I guarantee he's a church boy. Not just because how he sings, but how he talks with a mic. I guarantee he can take a mic, give a word, and stir a congregation up. I guarantee he's done it many times. Alex Miller puts the nail in his coffin by singing Merle Haggard. Last week he sang Walk the Line. Luke said, we want something more current, change the song. He didn't change the song, which was the right choice, but now he's had a little time and he's by himself, and he does Merle Haggard. He says, I'm gonna do it a new way. I don't know what he was referring to, because all I heard was steel guitar and deep Merle Haggard twang. It was a little bit of a sleeper too. It was a little slow. Maybe he was thinking, well, I've shown the, well, howdy everybody, here's my guitar playing and singing, and now he wants to show them like a laid back, sweet side. I get that, but when they ask for something new and then you don't do it, and then the next round you still don't do it and give them a Merle Haggard song, you kind of force their hand at that point. If he would have done a pop song and showed that he could do something with it, he'd have a chance, but not in this moment with singing Merle Haggard. They say things like, Alex, you got to find yourself. You need to find who you are as an artist. And I wonder who that is. And I wonder why we're assuming it's not what we're seeing already. Maybe he is another Merle Haggard or Hank Williams. Maybe he's that. There's a faction of music fans for every type of music. And it doesn't mean you have to be a pop star or a big pop country star. That's not necessarily finding yourself to find yourself in a way that can be pop. Maybe he's that. Maybe when he starts to write songs, he stays right there with Merle Haggard, Hank Williams, Jimmy Rogers. Maybe he stays right there, and maybe that is him. Maybe what we're seeing is genuinely his artistry 100%. So it's just an interesting idea when they said you need to find yourself and not be Merle Haggard, but maybe that's exactly the sound that you are, that you have to offer as an artist. Andrea Valley sings Blinding Lights. The beat sounds awful.
Maybe you can show me how to love, maybe.
Feels like it's just a house mic, like a microphone that's just in the audience somewhere that's turned on, and you hear the beat going throughout the whole place instead of directly into your ears. The key seemed way too low for me. I was not a fan of this performance at all. There's a couple things you need to be a great performer on American Idol and in life. You need a voice, an ability to execute, which she has, and then you need a sense of what will kill, what will do really well, what's good, and an ability to make those performance and arrangement choices and deliver good ideas musically. That is very much overlooked. People assume if you're good, then you know how to sing good and you know how to make good choices. That's not necessarily the truth. You see great singers all the time who have one great performance and then you're just waiting for them to do it again and they never quite do it. And here, I'm afraid that she doesn't have both of those variables. I would love to be wrong. I've seen her do wonderful. I just want her to be consistent. I was not a fan of this. They didn't show a lot of it, so there's maybe some stuff that I missed. They're giving her a chance. Chase Beckham is next. He gets emotional here before the song. He says, my family believed in me when no one else did. I don't know what's more powerful, when people doubt you or when people believe in you. When you tell a competitor, someone who's very driven, that they can't do something, it is extremely motivating. And on the flip side, when someone believes in you more than you believe in yourself, that is extremely powerful as well. And it's easy if you're great and everything's going great in your life and everyone believes in you, whoop-de-doo, that isn't quite as dynamic. But when he said, my family believed in me when no one else did, that is powerful. I can hear an artist when he sings. I can see his album. I can see his tour. I can see an artist here. There's only a handful of people I can say that about. He's one of them. He's not quite flawless yet. And a lot of people say there's no such thing as a perfect performance. I totally disagree. There are tons of perfect performances. They happen all the time. And the key to a perfect performance is not skill, believe it or not. The key to a perfect performance is understanding your boundaries, your limitations, and navigating yourself through the song in a way that people are not aware of them. I tell students, make sure you sing your 10s. Make sure you sing what's a 10 out of 10 in your voice and your style, and make sure it's something you can do 10 out of 10 times. If there's a high note that you hit 7 or 8 out of 10 times, I say take it out. It's not worth it. Or practice until you can make it a 10 out of 10 success rate. But find the things that you do perfectly, that you do really well, and stick to those. The things that are a little bit outside of that, don't even let us see them. Every singer has the capability to do this. The judges' comments are lame. The judges are just saying negative things every single time to people who make it through so that we are questioning, oh no, are they gonna make it through or not? The problem with that is when they're saying it, it's false critique. A lot of it, I think, is just made up. It's not true. It's not what they really think. So the contestant that's watching, they could hear this critique and think, oh man, I need to think about that. When no, you don't. Because they're just saying something to make the suspense there. And then even worse, when they say it directly to the contestant, and I'm thinking, BS, you don't even believe what you're saying. The contestant can take that as critique and believe it and think it and try to change it, and it's not even real. I thought the song was great. I thought the song was a good choice. CHAYCE said that he wished he did a more up-tempo song that would grab people's attention. Totally disagree. If you're relying on an up-tempo song to grab people's attention, then you're not a good singer, and he's a very good singer. Stick to your 10s and give us some flawless performances, because I know you're capable. And then we have another belting montage of random notes being sung over random music keys, and it's weird. I don't know what we're yelling about! Caleb Kennedy sings an original, decides not to go with the band. On my season, when you decided not to go with the band, they talked about it, and it was a, what are you doing? You have a big band, an incredible band, and you're not using them. On live shows, they want you to use a live band pretty much every single time. And if you're already showing hesitance of doing that, it's not a good sign. He sings an original. I loved the song. I thought the song was incredible. They said it wasn't great, but I can't really take any of their critique seriously because I think they're just trying to build suspense like I talked about earlier. He's got his capo on his guitar, and his guitar is a little out of tune. Most people tune their guitar, then put a capo on it and start playing. Unfortunately, unless your guitar is perfectly set up, not warped by the airplane or the temperature changes or anything, you have to tune your guitar, put your capo on, and tune it again. Otherwise, your B and E string, your highest two strings, highest as in pitch, not as in physically where they are, typically go out. And that's the case here with Caleb. Murphy falls into this too. You got to tune your guitar after you put your capo on. This is a capo, by the way. You put it on your guitar to make it higher. Katie drops a word and says, God is not a God of confusion. This reminds me again that she has got the ghost. Her parents were pastors. She knows what she's talking about. She just gives us a little bit of church every once in a while, and I enjoy it. WYATT PIKE is next. I just feel like a broken record with WYATT. I just feel like I need to copy and paste what I said last time or the time before or the time before. He's just great. He's a full package vocally. He's got the rasp. He's got smooth tone. He's got a great idea of what sounds good. Great guitar player, swag, confidence, and humility all at the same time. It's just a slam dunk. The judges say, but what do we do with WYATT? Oh my gosh, I want to break things when they say stupid stuff like that. They don't even mean it when they're saying it. Cassandra Coleman is next, and I want to know if she is single, and I want to know if WYATT is single because they should date. She says, having WYATT beside me boosted my confidence. Chase that. Still dealing with nerves, and she's trying to force herself out of them, and that is actually the opposite direction to go. Instead of trying to white knuckle yourself into confidence, actually kind of have to let go and just stop trying, which is easier said than done, but it's the opposite direction of I gotta do it. It's like no, go the other way of just this is me, this is how I sing, and I'm really good. And honestly, you just have to tell yourself you're a beast, because you are, Cassandra. If you're watching this, you're a beast. Let me help you out. You ask, how do I gain confidence? And I can see you're trying so hard. It comes in this. It comes in the assurance and peace that you're a beast. You are. Whether you like it or not, you're a beast. Whether you do well, whether you forget your lyrics, you're a beast. The way that you deliver your vibrato and have such crazy control of your falsetto and emotions, the fact that everyone on my channel has been telling me from the very beginning, yo, you're sleeping on Cassandra. And the fact that you have all these fans, it's not because of American Idol. A lot of people are on American Idol that don't get any fans. It's because you're fantastic, period. It's objective. There's no getting around it. And what you're doing, your genuine self that you show, is killing. People love it. I love it. You're really good, whether you're nervous or not. If you go into the next performance super nervous, you can say, that's fine. I performed with nerves before. They're just gonna be here. Not a problem. And ironically, you'll see the nerves start to go away. Do whatever you want. Dance around if you want. Stay still if you want. Just be open. Be free to do or not do whatever you want to do, because at the end of the day, you are a beast. Trust that we can see your beauty. I second that. Yeah! Okay, something's wrong. Amanda MENA sings. She does great. She's done great the whole time. They've been hiding her behind these little montages and stuff. She's wonderful. They gave her this standing ovation and said, wow, you've dazzled us this whole time. The only contestant that they didn't give any critique to, and they cut her. She's probably the best performer of the show. No, she is. She's the best performer of the show. It was so absurd. Something's going on. Something's up. She got COVID, or there's something that we don't know that wouldn't allow her to continue on the show, or something. Because it's not her voice. It's not what happened on stage, because she was flawless. That made no sense to me. BEANE sings a perfect song. Sings What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Yes, song.
There's too many of you crying.
Oh, he's gonna murder this.
Brother, brother, brother.
Ah!
There's far too many of you dying.
Katie said she wanted to see the diamonds.
To bring some loving here today.
Oof.
Father, Father,
What an arrangement.
we
Poise.
don't need to escalate.
Come on now,
yeah.
Mr. Bean.
You know you've got to find a way
Man, stage presence is
to bring
nuts.
some understanding here today. Do. Picket lines and picket signs.
Wow.
Don't punish me with brutality. You got to come on, talk to me, so you can see what's going on.
Come on.
Tell me what's going on.
He says, I've been thinking too much about what they want to hear instead of what I want to hear. Really good insight. Really good word there. You deliver your best music when you deliver yourself fully. And when you're focused on singing what other people want you to sing, you're tainting that. When you bring out what you really love, what you're passionate about, you reveal yourself, and that's what we want to see. That's when the musical quality is at its highest. When I was on the show, I was so obsessed with impressing Harry Connick Jr. All I wanted to do was get his approval. And then about 4 performances in, I was like, I'm just not going to try to get his approval. I'm just going to try to do the best I can. And when I did that, everything opened up for me. This is something that I realized way later than BEANE, and I love that he said this. He crushes this song. I'm telling you, he is a world-class driver, a vehicle operator of top caliber. All his belting notes, pitch was right on. Stage presence. Oh my gosh, stage presence. How dare you? Makes me angry. When I see someone like that, I'm like, dadgummit, why can't I do that? It seems so natural in the beginning how he's dancing, but he's completely still. But he's like feeling the beat, and he's completely still. Then he takes the mic and is strutting around, and I'm just jealous. He just, such stage presence, such great vocal taste, musical taste. Last note was a little sharp, but I don't really care. Hannah Everhart is next. She comes in, I'm like, whoa. Jean jacket and Axl Rose look alike. She starts to sing. She sounds pretty good. Her tone is really nice. Her tone has always been her thing. She's got some pitch issues, but they're not more than anybody else. To me, Wrecking Ball is an irredeemable chorus. For some reason, every time I hear the chorus, I can't take it seriously. I just can't. Maybe that's me. I just can't do it. She sounds sounded really good. I didn't love the arrangement. I wasn't dying over what the band was playing. She makes it through. She'll be interesting to watch. She's really growing up and maturing vocally in this show. We'll see how she continues down that path. Something I noticed about the judges, if they talk like you're going home before they give you the news, that means you made it. When they tell someone they didn't make it, they either cut to the chase or they're really happy and like, you're so great. I want you to know we've enjoyed you so much. It's gonna be a no for this time, but we love you. It's never, well, it's hard. We gotta choose. There's not a lot of spots and I don't know. You're cut. They don't do that. So if you're hearing speculation in their voice that they're gonna cut you, you made it through. Graham DeFranco sings, beautiful tone. He's another tone monster. Just sounds awesome. Reminds me of John Mayer here in his tone. A lot of breath, but there's a lot of substance and just goodness in there when he sings. It's just bright, but not too bright, breathy, but not too breathy, just really smooth. He's a funny guy, you can just tell. He's just a personable, funny dude, and I hope they show more B-roll of him getting his personality out there. He had the best reveal. He was the person where I was fully immersed in the suspense of did he make it or not. He got me 100%. And Luke said, I mean, he said all the things that he only tells people that got cut. Like for American Idol, unfortunately, that's when I'm like, oh shoot, it's not working. And then he goes to his parents and he does the same thing to his parents. Sneaky, sneaky. Next we have Murphy. Yes, thank you. Yes, now we have Murphy. Murphy sings an original. I think he does great, showing the higher part of his range, which is the best part of his range in my opinion. Guitar's a little out of tune with the capo on it, but we already talked about that. Let me just say, if it doesn't go without saying, Lionel streaming in is weird. I understand why they did it. I understand that they had to. I think they handled it the best way they possibly could. I still think it's weird. Every time he shows up on my screen, I'm laughing. Murphy doesn't make it. This sucks. That one hurt. I think it was a mistake. I do. I think it was a mistake by the show. He was really gaining a huge fan base. People loved him. I love him. He is the most interesting man in the world. And I really hope they keep him along as a narrator because I'm telling you, he's a great narrator. ALANIS sings, and I thought her name was ALANIS. I think it's ALANIS because she talks about Alanis Morissette and she says ALANIS when she says Alanis Morissette, and that's her namesake. So ALANIS sings an Alanis Morissette song. Does pretty good. Really pretty song, and some of these notes are really difficult and outside of the major scale. I'm worried that some listeners will think that she's singing off, but that's actually the melody. It's an odd melody throughout the song. She's got all the boxes checked. She's beautiful, she sings well, she performs really well, she's got great stage presence, but she doesn't have anything for me that is making me jump out of my seat. She's got some room to grow in her voice, especially her big belting notes. She's doing great with what she's got. I don't think she's gonna go super far from here in the competition if she makes it through, but I enjoyed her performance. She's performing really well. I think in a couple years she's gonna be a monster and someone who could win the whole show. Truly. I don't think it's this year. Casey Bishop is last. If Casey doesn't make it through, I am jumping through the window. I'm jumping through the window and I'm on the second story and it's not going to be good, so you guys pray for me. She does a performance here. I like it. She's got the most horsepower in her voice of anybody in the show. Just constant, giant notes. Her voice never gets tired. I thought it was a little too much for me. There wasn't a lot of spunk. She was going for it and giving the high notes, but that's all I got. And I wanted a little more dynamic, a little more something. Her jumps in the middle of her song were hilarious and I loved them. So we have ALYSSA RAY, Jason Warrior, Andrea Valley, Chase Beckham, Caleb Kennedy, WYATT PIKE, Cassandra Coleman, BEANE, Hannah, Graham. So that's 10. ALANIS and Casey we don't know about. If they're both through, that's 12 of the top 24. I'm okay so far. Amanda MENA makes no sense to me. Something's up with that. So my segment of Where are they? Michael Gerow actually got cut. They didn't show it, but he has a new music video out called Nice Boy. It's the song that he auditioned with. You should check it out. It's really good.
I cry when you forget. I get jealous and upset.
Benson Boone apparently left the show. I don't know where the F word is Anna Lee. I haven't seen a lot of Asher, a lot of people. I just want to know. Where are they? Something I'm going to add to these is after the premiere, starting this Wednesday, I'm going to do a live stream because I feel like we get it going in the chats and then we have to leave because the premiere is over. Make sure you watch the premiere. They're on every week right here on YouTube at 6:30 Central Time on Monday nights and 6:30 Central Time on Wednesday nights. I see in my analytics that 73% of you who are watching are not subscribed to me, and I get it. Why would you? You just search and it's no big deal. It helps me if I have a bigger percentage of my subscribers that are watching. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button while you're here too. That's gonna help me in the algorithm. Post and share. I've had some contestants recently share these videos, which have helped me immensely, and I'm so grateful. So thank you, you guys. You can also subscribe to be a member to get my immediate reaction after the show. I go through my notes. I'm a little more candid in those. I'll see you guys Wednesday. I've got a music video shoot tonight, so I'm gonna miss the show. I'll give a live reaction tomorrow, and I'll have another one ready for you Wednesday. I'll see you then. Be good.
Oh, tell me, oh, tell me, oh, tell me that you know me. Go ahead, write me down, put my story out for me. Make sure you show me what to like, tell me what to fight. Clearly, I don't know.